Welcome to 2020, finally behind us, and it's time to kick off our NFM Salute series. For the month of January 2021, we welcome in 22-year Navy veteran Denetra Hampton from Suffolk, Virginia. Denetra, thanks for being with us on NFM TV. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for having me.
We really appreciate it. We're so glad to kick things off with you. You've got an extraordinary story. You've accomplished so much since retiring after 22 years in the Navy in 2010. You're an accomplished filmmaker and a global health influencer and also a nurse historian. Where do we begin?
Well, I started out enlisted. So I served about 15 years in the United States Navy. Then as enlisted, but then I transitioned into the officer ranks. And how I did that was I applied for the United States Naval Nurse Corps. And I went to nursing school and graduated from Hampton University, School of Nursing. And on completion, I was commissioned and served my time up until 22 years and decided to retire and retired as a lieutenant in the United States Naval Nurse Corps.
So accomplished. We're going to get into what you're doing now in your civilian life, but let's again start with your military life. What made you get into the military? When did you realize you wanted to serve?
I was in college. I was at a junior college and I was walking through the dining hall and there were Navy recruiters sitting at a desk. And so I decided to walk up to the desk and ask what this was about, and ended up, after completing a 2-year degree, coming into the military. And so that's how my military career started. It wasn't anything fabulous. It was just the recruiters doing their job.
What's life like on a U.S. Navy ship?
Well, I had a multifaceted career. Enlisted, I, went all over the world. But one of the best things, I think, as enlisted, I served on ship aboard the USS Frank Cable. And they were stationed out of Guam, but that took me to a number of places, including Japan. I find it one of the best learning experiences for me. I was, much younger, and I think all of the lessons that I learned aboard ship hemorrhaged over to who I am today.
Perfect segue into your civilian life as a global health influencer. You've made it sort of your life's calling to do your part to increase the amount of African Americans in nursing roles and in nursing leadership roles. Tell us why you're passionate about that.
Well, African Americans make up about 13% of this entire profession, and even less in leadership roles. Nurses serve front lines in all levels of healthcare. They are the first voice that most communities see. Having that role more diverse is going to help bridge all gaps, and not just health inequities. We're talking about cultural competence, cultural literacy. All of that leads back to the nurse. They are key in helping bridge all of those gaps.
Okay, makes great sense. Let's talk about your journey as a film producer. You have produced 2 films. The Black Angels is one of them. And also the other film is The Year of the Nurse and Midwife. You have a film company. It's for nurses, by nurses, productions. What got you into the film industry and what are you trying to accomplish?
Well, getting into the film industry again, it wasn't anything fabulous, but I will say it was divine, because that story, The Black Angels, just crossed my path on a Facebook post. And I had never did anything like this before. And this story was back in the 1940s. Tuberculosis didn't have a cure at that time. And it was a time where segregation was rampant. And in this particular hospital, Seaview Hospital, white nurses refused to take care of those patients and walked off of the job. The legacy of this story speaks loudly about them having to recruit African American nurses from all across the country. Because you have to remember, African Americans couldn't even work in white facilities then. So you had these nurses who had degrees who couldn't provide for themselves. And here they had this wonderful opportunity. And the patients coined them the Black Angels because all they saw were Black nurses.
The Black Angels was released in 2018. More recently, in 2020, you released your second film, The Year of the Nurse and Midwife. Tell us what the inspiration was behind that.
World Health Organization designated 2020 as Year of the Nurse and Midwife. But this particular film It does a cultural narrative. Not only do we celebrate our modern founder, Florence Nightingale, but we also talk about the contributions of African American nurses to nursing, to medicine, to research, and to science. That's what makes this film so important, because we've never been able to document all of the contributions of African American nurses.
Denetra Hampton, thank you for being our NFM Salute, kicking off the 2021 Salute series in style. Can't thank you enough, and thank you again for your service.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time. That's Denetra Hampton. I'm Greg Scher from NFM TV. We'll see you next time.